Have you ever wondered what is the simplest yet best tasting way to make spaghetti? Now I know what you're thinking. How can something so delicate and good tasting like spaghetti be so simple to make? Well, once you learn some of the certain steps to making spaghetti, you can do it with ease. Whenever I am hungry at home and actually want a meal to eat for supper, I make spaghetti. Because spaghetti is so simple to make and there isn't a lot of ingredients for the recipe, and it is so delicious. Now, before you start salivating and daydreaming about some delicious spaghetti, there are a few tools and steps that are crucial to the making of spaghetti. First of all, you're going to want to clean your dirty hands with soap and water. So I will go ahead and do that right now. Get it all over your hands with warm water for about 20 seconds. And then you should be good. Second, you're going to want to get your trusty apron and put that on so you don't get your clothes dirty. So now that your hands are clean and your clothes are not going to get dirty, you can go ahead and get all your kitchen utensils and ingredients that are required to make spaghetti. Over here you have 2 pots and pans, one for the meat, browning of the meat, and one for the making of the noodles. I have already put water in the pot and boiled it so we can cut down on some time. Here's butter for the noodles when it's ready, and spices for the meat when you are browning them. You have a spatula for the meat and a noodle spoon for the noodles. Then you have your spaghetti meat sauce that you're going to put on your meat when it is all browned and it is done cooking. Here's your hamburger, and here's your noodles. Okay, so step 1, take the pan and put it on medium heat for the meat, for the browning of the meat. Alright, then you are going to want to put your designated amount of meat that you are cooking for your family or yourself in the pan. Alright, make sure your meat is unthawed before you put it in the pan. Then you're going to want to use a spatula to divide the meat into a bunch of little tiny pieces so you can brown all of it so it's not raw. Alright. Now that we have all the meat into a bunch of little pieces, we are going to start the noodles. You're going to want to open your noodles, and you're going to want to gently put it in the pot so it doesn't splash all over you. And that would really hurt. Make sure all the noodles are in the water so they can all be cooked. Next, we want to add the spices. Spices are not needed for this spaghetti, but they just add flavor to the meat, and my family really likes spices. So first, we are going to put some garlic in it. Just a few sprinkles is enough. Alright. Next, we have Lawry's. Lawry's is sort of a salty and really good spice. Salty spice that I like to add to my meat because it tastes really good. So another few strips of that. Next we add black pepper. little drops of that. And finally, we're going to add onion powder. And that should be all the spices you need for the meat. Now, as you can hear, of course, that is the browning of the meat, and it's almost starting, but you gotta just let the meat cook and brown for a little bit before you can turn it over to the other side where it's red already. Now that the meat is browned and all of it is in little pieces, you can go ahead and with still the heat going, you can put your ragu sauce in, or spaghetti sauce, but my family loves ragu. You can put the whole thing in there. Then you can turn off the heat. And just to get all the sauce in the bottle, you can fill it up with a little water, just a little bit, enough to get all the sauce off the sides. Shake it up and put the rest of the sauce in the meat. And you throw that away. Then you're going to want to mix the meat into the sauce. Yummy. Okay. I think we got the meat done. Now on to the noodles. You can taste the noodles to see if they are done or not. And by that, and just by taking one noodle and seeing if it's soft enough, you can tell if it's done. And I think it is done. So we will go ahead and drain the noodles now in a colander. You put the colander in the sink and you will grab your cooking gloves so your hands don't burn. You turn the burner off, grab the pot of noodles, take it and pour it in the colander to drain the noodles. Just pour all the noodles in there. Alright. Then the colander, sometimes you can't get all the water out, so you just shake it a little bit until all the water is drained from the noodles. Then once you think all the noodles are dry, you put it back into the pan. Then you put the pot of noodles back on the table for serving, and you grab the pan of meat on the table for serving. Final step, you put the desired amount of noodles on your plate and the desired amount of meat on your plate for the combination of spaghetti. Spaghetti is a very simple and delicious meal that anyone can make with just a few steps and ingredients. All you need to make amazing spaghetti is a few utensils and ingredients. So next time you are hungry and want an actual meal that is very simple and amazing, think about following these instructions and making some amazingly tasting spaghetti.